According to a 2020 survey, 69% of consumers have changed the products they use due to concerns about climate change. Meanwhile, leading brands such as Nestle, Danone, and Unilever have made sweeping commitments to carbon neutrality. As the world warms and new laws require supply chains to be carbon and biodiversity compliant, corporate sourcing teams are looking for answers. Fortunately, the Amazon rainforest offers some solutions.
The potential of restoration that reconciles social inclusion in the region is huge, and I think agroforestry is a significant solution.
By switching from a deforestation economy to one of reforestation and agroforestry, the Amazon can help businesses and new industries to develop carbon-negative supply chains that satisfy ESG goals, ensure food security, help marginalized communities, and restore planetary health. Home of sustainable timber, fruits, nuts, plant oils, pharmaceutical discovery, and more. The Amazon region is a cornucopia of opportunity.
There's huge potential that is yet to be tapped in a meaningful way, and I think the genetic diversity on a hectare of forest has huge economic potential that's not realized.
Founded in 2020, the Amazon Investor Coalition unites corporate buyers with investors and philanthropists to advance forest-friendly economies in the Amazon region. We support land restoration, offer access to enabling technologies, and help identify partners for transparency, sourcing, planning, and financing. We estimate that an economic shift in the Amazon towards sustainability could increase local incomes by over 900%. Corporate buyers make the shift possible. How? Let's take a look. Historically, the dominant industries in the Amazon have been mining, timber, cattle, and soy. Today, soy monocultures occupy over 5.8 million hectares of the Brazilian Amazon, and cattle ranches occupy nearly 56 million. Soy earns $1,000 per hectare per year on average, and cattle earns just $250. Together, soy and cattle earn locals an estimated $20 billion per year. In contrast, agriculture with trees, or agroforestry, could earn an estimated $205 billion per year in the same geography. We estimate that the average agroforestry polyculture can earn at least $3,300 per hectare per year sustainably. And companies are beginning to line up to serve as corporate off-takers for these species and dozens of others that will succeed in global markets. In addition to developing sustainable and regenerative supply chains, corporate buyers are already making a positive impact across many of their ESG targets as well. By signing purchase agreements, corporate off-takers unlock carbon financing and secure access to discount products for their companies. The process creates many new jobs and local prosperity, while incentivizing tree planting and biodiversity conservation.
There is this social impact because of the diversification and increase of income of the farmers, and the environmental impact of the regeneration.
The social and equity outcomes for corporate ESG targets are impressive. Cattle ranching is a low-labor economy, while agroforestry is high in labor. One study suggests that a 5,000-hectare farm creates just 7 jobs with cattle versus 800 jobs with an agroforestry polyculture plantation dedicated to sustainable palm oil production. And this can be accomplished without any new deforestation, since there are millions of hectares of degraded pasture available today that are waiting to be restored.
When we reforest the land, we are doing it with local people. We provide them with seedlings of native species and coffee, and also inputs to prepare their land. We offer technical assistance for years.
Corporate sustainability teams focused on CO2 rave about the carbon and biodiversity benefits of Amazon agroforestry and reforestation. Restoration of the Brazilian Amazon alone could sequester 35 gigatons of carbon while saving millions of species, restoring rainfall, preventing future droughts, and generating trillions of dollars in carbon credits. some of the world's largest corporations are leading the way to help scale jurisdiction-wide forest carbon financing efforts. Amazon.com co-created the Leaf Coalition, together with Norway and the United Kingdom, with $1.5 billion in financial commitments to date. The program is global, but the Amazon is a key focus.
Our first priority in our strategy is to stop tropical deforestation. But our second priority, which is land restoration, especially agroforestry, you can reintegrate trees into that land in ways that have a significant carbon impact, as well as a positive impact for the folks who live there. That land at that scale could easily sequester a gigaton of CO2 annually.
More corporate buyers are needed. While Amazonian agroforestry production has been limited to date, some corporate buyers have been active in the region for decades. The beverage giant Ambev, for example, sources guarana from hundreds of families and farmers in the region. Another successful partnership happened between Brazilian fashion brand Farm and the Yawanawa indigenous community.
Coleção de roupas baseada em desenho Yawanawa. E depois firmamos agora uma parceria com essa empresa Farm Rio, que faz roupas que estão vendendo quase no mundo todo.
To increase demand and scale supply for many products, we are matching producers with buyers and connecting them to investors. To address issues of delayed profitability, we facilitate long-term purchase agreements and help to develop new financial products that provide liquidity. The cosmetics company Lush has a long-standing partnership with Certification Institute Imaflora to provide continuous technical assistance and best practices. They are exploring their role as a corporate buyer to expand access to additional capital.
We would be a lot more likely to go into 5 or 10-year contracts if we knew that this would unlock, a larger amount of capital for those projects. And we have done that, for example, in Sierra Leone with cocoa butter.
Amazonian products can be hard to find. To help, we give buyers access to information on product availability, quality, logistics, volumes, and prices, but more data is needed. While small buyers can purchase products from the market seasonally, large commercial operations depend on redundant suppliers, transparent supply chains, and continuity. Fortunately, initiatives like the Open Food Chain are working to solve these data tracking issues with new technologies.
We're working in the juice industry with a traceability system, and the companies there, like Refresco, they say that we are aware that there is not everything is beautiful in our supply chains, but we want to get more transparency so that we can work on those things that need improvement.
Others are working to bring more consistency. Kupavam is a cooperative of smallholder farmers focused on sustainable agriculture and wild harvesting from forests. It works with 6 indigenous communities and more than 400 farmers and their families, based on fair trade principles.
There's an international demand, there's a national demand, and somehow the value chain develops by itself because there's a constant demand.
Several companies have had real success operating in the Amazon. Founded in 1969, Natura spent years cultivating relationships with Amazon forest dwellers and sourcing forest products that are used in cosmetics and other self-care products. The company now has 35,000 employees and an annual revenue of around $8 billion. The largest acai retailer in the United States, Sambazon, buys the wild harvested fruit exclusively from the Brazilian Amazon. It enjoys an annual revenue of over $50 million and may become the first organic certified food company to go public.
I do want to be the first certified organic and certified fair trade public company, and I think we're well on our way to do that.
The chocolate industry is also beginning to come to the Amazon in a big way. Mondelez, the world's second largest chocolate manufacturer, invests significantly in the Amazon region through strategic local partnerships.
Brazil, we, as it was already said, right? So Brazil has, let's say, the beauty of having cocoa production, cocoa processing, chocolate making, agroforestry, as a means to provide alternative income, right? But also, serving our supply chain, right? And by that also, the whole idea of restoration through agroforestry systems, right? I mean, that's something that we really believe.
Family-run chocolate maker Louisa Abram Chocolates pays as much as 5 times more to collectors of wild cocoa, thereby helping to promote economic prosperity for forest communities.
About 20% of what they are paying for goes directly to the collectors. So instead of 5 to 6%, which is the global market average.
Some food distributors, like Simply, are using certifications to help products of Amazonian origin, like Camu Camu, to maintain their integrity in the markets.
They're starting to do Camu Camu growing regions in different areas outside of the Amazon and tell the story of where it comes from in the farming communities behind, so they can get the credit for the important work they're doing in the ground to keep that ecosystem alive.
And EcoFlora, a B Corp from the region, discovered a natural acid-stable blue pigment that is considered to be a holy grail for the food industry.
And with them, we agree a payment for farmers to preserve the forest. So they receive maybe $100 or $150 monthly if they conserve a specific forest area in their farm.
Beyond food, indigenous Amazonian handcrafts have a bright future through e-commerce companies like Tukum.
Give the opportunity to women and their communities to sell their handcrafts to the big centers, to the big cities, and to access the market.
These companies, along with dozens of others, offer secure employment to thousands of families in the Amazon region, forming economic cycles that help to protect and restore the forest. The opportunities in the Amazon are already a reality and span industries, but there is additional future potential that has yet to be discovered. To scale impact, collaboration is required at a global level.
Bring all the key stakeholders to address the issue of deforestation linked to agricultural commodity production.
To help companies learn more about the diversity of Amazon products, we provide guides on commercially viable Amazon species, access to market data and a community of Amazon allies, connections to reliable Amazonian suppliers, certification agencies, supply chain transparency technologies, and carbon financiers. We also assist on the design of new purchase agreements that blend investment and philanthropic capital in new ways. Join us to get involved in the Amazon and make a difference on climate today. Visit AmazonInvestor.org.